And we are recording. All right. So we have it's the same acronym. It's still SNVC, right? Isn't that it? Sunday Night Vinyl Confession? Yeah. Except we're doing it on Saturday night and we're
You know what? We've been away for so long that I've forgotten myself.
yeah, and we're actually recording this one instead of doing it live for whatever reason, I don't know. But we wanted to have on Peter from Music as a Journey, a channel I have followed for a long time. I love Peter's channel. You have to, honestly, to watch Peter's channel, you have to set some side of time because they're going to be long. You know, you have to know that going in, but they are always enjoyable. So we're going to let Peter pretty much steer the ship here. He's going to ask the questions because he wants to know a lot about things going on in the VC and whatsoever. And so, Peter, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Steve. Thank you, Trevor. Yeah, like I said, I've just made a long list of questions that have been inspired by what I've been hearing people saying in the VC recently. And of course, VC, I'm thinking about music collectors in general, physical format music collectors. So I'm not excluding anyone who's into cassettes or CDs as well. You know, me, it's pretty much all CDs back there. So just basic things about, you know, having a channel and being in the community and collecting music. So we don't need to go through all of these. I don't know, whenever you want to say it's time to pull the plug, you let me know. If you answer all of these with nods and grunts, we'll probably be done in about 10 minutes.
Oh, if you know anything about us, we ramble a long thread. So
Fair enough. We can also Nuntengrad. What was I trying
sure,
to
you
say?
can do that too.
Wait,
not in grunt with the best of them.
Wasn't that a city in Germany?
Nuntengrad?
Maybe Russia.
Yeah.
There's Stalingrad and there's Nuttengrad.
Okay.
All right.
There's Nutton Honey too.
What do you got in your holster? Shoot.
Okay, so my first question here, this is in this about making videos. And I want to ask you guys, what satisfaction do you get out of making your videos?
I mean, besides the fact that they're amazing?
That's an inside joke.
Okay.
You know what? I don't know if I get the making of it. I don't know that I get any satisfaction from it. And I'm not even thinking even the reaction that I get from it. Some of it, yes. Yeah, there's some satisfaction from making it when I see or hear the comments. But really, what's been born out of this, you know, it's like Trevor. I talk to Trevor every day of the week. Okay. We didn't know each other 2 years ago, you know. It's the same thing with MGK and Gary. And we're on this text thread. And originally Anthony was on with us, but he's been busy with other stuff. So now Randy from the Lion's Den, who you may have seen on MGK's videos a little. Now Randy has become part of this thread. And it's you know, and then you got the whole MGK bash and all of that. And that is, I mean, Trevor says it all the time. He says, I've gotten more out of this than I ever expected, you know. And that is truly, I mean, that is the bonus.
Exactly. Yeah, when I first started, I thought, you know, maybe a few comments here and there, because I think like many of us in the music collecting collective, we don't have, you know, a lot of people in our immediate lives that are also into it.
Yeah.
So, you know, with this technology, we're able to, like, you know, converse our love for this stuff, and, you know, we get it reciprocated back, you know, through comments. Sorry, I have dogs.
That's okay.
I talk over them a whole lot, but jeez. Anyway, you know, through comments, and then, you know, eventually, which I wasn't expecting, you know, getting on a live stream, you know, with Steve, and then that, you know, meeting other people through this medium, and, you know, some I could honestly say are some of my best friends. And I always thought that was weird when I'd see other people talking about, other people in the VC, about Steve, you take over. I'm going to mute this.
Go ahead. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what Trevor's saying because I've seen other people say, "Oh, it's one of my best friends,"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Come on, can this person really be one of your best friends?" And but it happened to me. I mean, I think back at kind of like the birth. I can't remember who the comedian was, but it was back kind of around. Let's say at this point, the internet and Facebook are like maybe 3, 4, 5 years old. Okay.
Okay.
I can remember the comedian saying, you have these Facebook friends, they're your friends. He says, outside of us both having insomnia and a broadband connection, I don't see how we're friends, But somehow it came to be. So go ahead, Trevor, finish up.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah. Where was I? Just, at first I thought it was just going to be comments. Then like someone like Steve got me on a live stream, and I thought that was just going to be a one-time thing, and then, a couple years go by and we're still doing the same thing. And, through the guests that we had, got to be friends with them. And like Steve mentioned earlier, you get, MGK hosting a party where we all get together and you get to meet these people face to face. And it is unbelievable. I remember Anthony picked me up at the airport, and the first 10 minutes, we were just cracking up in his car because we were like, this is so surreal.
Yeah.
Because we only knew each other through a 2-dimensional screen, and here we are face to face. And, this past summer, I finally got to meet Steve in person. We've known each other for a couple of years, and we finally got to meet up. I think it's just a great community, through our love of music, and, we learn a lot from each other, stuff that we wouldn't find on our own. And, and I think for the most part, everyone is who they are when you move. So I can't think of anyone with a facade of some sort. Well, okay, there's a couple, but they shall be, remain nameless. But
I mean, the other thing that amazes me too is that everybody who does this, they're music freaks. Okay, it amazes me that all of us don't have other music freaks in our life.
Sorry, I gotta let a cat out of the room here. She's pawing the door and meowing. Just a moment.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the truth or a euphemism.
It's pets today.
Well, that's like when I was growing up. My best friend and I, we bought cassettes like crazy, and we had a lot of overlap. But he got more towards the glam metal side than I did, and I got more into the heavier stuff and the '70s stuff. But we used to go to the store together, buy cassettes, go back to his place and put them in and listen to them. And I don't really have anyone like that around me now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that was common as you were growing up,
Right.
Yeah.
High school, college years, early 20s, whatever. Yeah. But then when you hit, this point, like, because what year are you born, Peter?
Oh, 71.
You're 71. Okay. So I'm 56. And Trevor, you're what?
I'm 55.
No, you weren't born at 55.
No, I'm 70, but I'm 55.
You're awfully good if you're born at 55.
I know, man.
I'm not 71 years old.
That would make you older than me if you were born at 55.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just strange that, and I think it's fine. It's hard to find a woman or
I know.
Significant other, whatever the case may be, that is into music as much as you. My wife, she would never need to hear another album played the rest of her life. She's just not that kind of person. So
yeah.
I
I was gonna say my wife, she's into music and she's got her own little collection going, but basically these days, we don't have a place where we can play the stereo in the house anytime we want. We have a stereo and it just kind of sits there. So she's listening, you know, through the earbuds, and I don't really know what she's listening to these days. I have a vague idea, but she's not as avid a collector as me, and that's probably because she's still doesn't have a job. I do, so yeah, this is the money for the family, and this is the money that goes to buying more music, right? She doesn't have the same advantage I do that way, so
Right.
yeah, even still, yeah, we have some overlap, and then we have some things where we're quite different. So
Yeah, and also your wife is Japanese.
yeah.
So completely grew up in a different culture and everything. So
Yeah.
Odds are your musical tastes are not going to be perfectly aligned either. So
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, musically, my wife and I, we are like polar opposites.
Oh.
Well, I have, a modest collection, not compared to, some of the other guys in the
Oh
BC.
yeah, I know.
But I'm a collector. She's not. Okay. Like he was saying, my wife wouldn't even bother listening to an entire album at all. She's pretty much, put a playlist on type person. The only overlap that we had, because I'm not a fan of her anymore, but we both loved Adele early on.
Oh, okay.
So that was a nice common thing. When we were first dating, she came out to a few shows with me, which she was an absolute trooper on. I think the one that was the weirdest was she went with me to a band I know you're familiar with. We went and saw Mayhem.
Oh yeah.
Not so much because it was Mayhem. It was supposed to be one of those big package tours that had like 5 black metal bands on it, and the wheels were just falling off mid tour. So by the time they hit Detroit, the 2 bands opening were all friends of mine. So that's why I went.
I see. I see.
So, but she went to that. She went to a Kiss show with me, which she fell asleep at.
How does that work?
Yeah, but so we discovered Adele early on. She played Saturday Night Live, and we're like, oh shit, this girl can sing. And we enjoyed her album. We actually our first time together coming here to Seattle, we were just visiting. We actually saw her in a club, so that was cool. And then we saw her
the early days, huh?
Yeah, it just like I said, we saw her in places that held like 800 people.
Oh, okay.
This is before she was a big star.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's very little. She kind of likes flogging Molly a bit.
Okay. I know of them. Yeah, a friend of mine likes them.
We go see them because their drummer is an old buddy of mine. So
okay.
We go see them. She'll come with me if the band is right, but for the most part, I go by myself, like we were saying, we don't have those immediate people in our lives. Yeah. So if I'm able to go to a show, if no one else wants to go, I'm not going to miss it. So I'll go by myself, no problem.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking like Steve was saying before about this comedian there, maybe 20 years ago or something, like when Facebook and everything was just kind of getting started. We meet up with people online and they become our friends. And maybe now that's getting to be more and more normal. But back then, I still have this kind of separation. Like, this is my online friend.
Yeah.
I've never met them. I've never spent time together with them. Right. I've just been exchanging words only, through email, through comments on whatever, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. But you still make a connection with people. And it's kind of like the old days where you just had a pen pal. You sent letters to some country somewhere around the world somewhere, and you exchanged letters and you got to know each other and you built a friendship. And maybe one day, finally, one of you would go to the other's country and meet, and wow, So I think it's kind of the modern day equivalent of that.
Yeah, I had never I never did. I'm not gonna say never. Okay, I did Facebook for about 6 months because I was trying to track down an old friend of mine who had moved to Minnesota back like in 1981. Well, back then, especially if you were a guy, you did not keep in
Yeah.
touch with each other, sending each other letters. Okay,
Yeah.
so I wanted to find him, and I wanted to find a couple of guys I had been in the Air Force with. So I was on Facebook for about 6 months. But other than that, I've never done any social media. I've never been on Instagram or TikTok, anything. And so YouTube to me is, it's just it's the only venue that I use for this kind of thing. So
Well, I think one of the things for me that I think is special about YouTube is we're watching each other like actually moving and speaking, even if it's a recorded video. It's not just like a photo and some comments.
right.
And the person that we're watching, we feel that person is speaking to us.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, you're telling me about what your latest acquisitions are, or what concert you just went to, or showing me something for a vinyl tag or something like that. Like, you're speaking to me. Even if you're speaking to like 500 people, still
Right,
like
well,
I'm
right.
sitting there
And
with
the-
you watching you tell me this.
Right, and that's the way I feel it should be. It should be like as if you're talking to a singular person,
Yeah.
because then it feels more connected. It's not like you're trying to, hey everybody. I mean, I think we do kind of do that in our intros. Hey VC,
Yeah.
And as you're talking, it becomes more individual.
Yeah. I've actually heard that. I think it was Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden who said, like, when you're singing in front of a crowd of thousands of people, you've got to make everyone in the audience feel like you're singing to them.
Right.
Even the person at the back row at the top, you've got to make that person feel like, hey, he's singing for me.
Right. Yeah.
And that just like draws everybody in then, right? That's how you capture the crowd. And
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the only advantage we have, we're not looking anybody in the eye.
That's right. Well, I can tell you, like, just from theater in high school, when you're on the stage and the lights are on you, you don't really see people all that clearly unless you try to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just some like, vaguely, outlines of faces out there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to skip a question here because what we're talking about here is kind of what a question I just added in after watching Steve and Pat talking about half an hour ago.
Okay.
What do you see as a big difference between your very first video and where you are now with regards to, how you present yourself or how you speak to your audience?
Go ahead, Trevor.
It wasn't too long ago. I watched my first video, which was, I think, an RSD video from 2020.
Oh,
I don't think I changed that much. I think I'm a bit more comfortable now. I think slightly more focused, but I've always been good at talking to people or crowds. I think being in customer service for decades helps in that, because in customer service you're talking to all walks of life.
sure.
I'm not talking to just music people.
Yeah.
So you have to, gauge, how they're reacting. Some people I get really reserved and, just speak facts. Others I could just, within 5 minutes I could start busting balls with them. So I don't feel like I did that much different.
Okay.
Just a bit more comfortable now.
How about you, Steve?
Well, it's kind of strange with me because this is my third rodeo. Okay.
Uh-huh.
On YouTube. Okay. So if you were just now, say somebody just stumbles across this video and they're like, oh, these guys brought up an interesting point. Let me go back and watch all their first videos. Mine, you're only going back a year, okay, to watch.
Right,
okay?
yeah.
So I've probably seemed fairly comfortable for a first video.
Sure, yeah.
Because up to that point, I had been doing it for, almost 2 years, okay?
Right.
so it's probably a little different for me. Yeah, but
if you were to find a digital archive of your first video,
oh yeah, I'm sure I'd cringe. Yeah.
Did you have
Um,
something before All the World's a Stage?
no, because I did All the World's a Stage twice.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so that's why, in fact, when I came back on with this new name last January, I think in
Yep.
my intro video, I said for my third and final time.
Uh-huh.
Because I can't imagine starting this up again. That's why, every once in a while somebody will comment and they'll say to me, I can't believe you're not at 1,000 subs yet. And I think to myself, well, yeah, if I'd stuck at this, I'd be at 1,000 subs.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. But, that's what it is. So, I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, believe me, the fact that I'm almost at 500 subs now, I find kind of rather remarkable. Never expected that many people, and it's kind of amazing how many people I mean, there are certain people, and they are people who do not even have channels. They are not looking for reciprocation. Okay,
Right.
there are people who pretty much comment on every single video I make.
Mhm.
Those are the ones that really surprised me, because I'm like,
Wow.
for whatever reason, you and I have made a connection, and
Mhm.
yeah, because they've probably commented on your channels too, or you've seen them on other channels, like
Mhm.
Thomas Weary. He comments on every video I make. Brian Kessler,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, those two guys always. I mean, I can count on that. If I didn't see a comment from them for probably like 3 videos, I'd be like, something bad must have happened to them.
Are you guys okay?
Well, because there's no way for me to track them down.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and Steve will do that. I remember when we first, met.
Yeah.
I didn't do a video for like 2 weeks, and I don't know if he did it in a comment or you texted me or something. Hey, you doing all right?
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
alive out there?
Yeah, I mean,
Last year
there's some
sometime.
people who do, and I get it. There's some people who just fall off the platform. I understand it. I mean, some people just need to take a break, whatever it is.
Yeah.
A lot of them I miss. I mean, like, well, I was glad to see Anthony post today his submission for
Yeah.
Mike's contest.
Yeah. Yeah.
That blew me away.
That was great. But I mean, there's like a guy up in Canada. His name is T-Cat. You might
Oh yeah.
know him.
T-Cat. Yeah. Yeah.
He went off. He had been gone for like 6 months, came back, posted one video, and I'm like, okay, great, he's back. He's a big King Crimson fan.
Yeah.
And then now he hasn't done anything for like 3 months. He's one
Yeah.
of those guys that just, kind of disappeared. So
Well, it's like Steve's Vinyl Retreat. He kept changing the name of his channel, like Steve's Blues Den or something like that. I haven't seen him around for a while either, and he was a really great guy. Well,
yeah,
probably still is.
Steve's a very nice guy, and he probably doesn't mind me saying so, but he's had some really big health issues. He's
Oh,
going through a lot of stuff right now. So,
Oh.
Steve, if you're watching, buddy, hope you're doing better.
yeah. Yeah, there's a
I mean,
few people.
I may not text with him every week, but I do probably every 2 or 3 weeks. So I know
Oh,
he's doing much better than he was.
Okay. Well, if you text him again, tell him I say hi because I don't have his email address. And
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it happened to me last year sometime. I think it was like a couple of weeks went by and I just didn't have the time to do anything. And then Alex at Beer and Vinyl sends me an email. It's like, not like you're obligated to post regularly or anything, but I haven't seen anything from you for a while and I'm just checking in. It's like, thanks,
Yeah.
Alex. That's very
Well,
sweet of you.
Again, the connections
Yeah.
that we make. You're getting, a well check from, or welfare check,
Well,
from thousands and thousands of miles away.
yeah.
Just
Somebody you have never met, somebody you've never sat down across the table from and broke bread with.
Yeah.
mhm.
They
Yeah.
care enough about you to reach out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alex is that type of guy. I was fortunate enough, and Steve too. He's been able to hang out with him a couple times. genuine dude, absolute genuine dude.
Yeah, it's just it's very unique. Because like Mike MGK, him and I talk on the phone probably maybe once a week.
Yeah.
And I know I've told him I think it would be interesting if I knew someone who was younger, who was a psychology major, for them to go ahead and do their thesis on the VC.
Oh, yes, yes.
Because it's just it'd be such a great study of the human condition, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
well,
actually kind of an underlying thing in some of the questions I wrote down. It's more of a human psychology thing. And maybe just with the way we're going, I'm not really getting into it. You guys are just kind of bringing it up without actually saying so. But now, Steve, you put the finger on it. So,
all right.
yeah, it's this thing that I'm thinking, like, I mean, we're scattered all over the place. We're united by our passion for collecting music, not just listening to it, but collecting it.
Right.
And even though it's mostly, you know, we're in a certain age group, we're mostly, you know, white. We're mostly male. But nevertheless, like everybody who's part of this, you know, we make these human connections. Like it's like a tribe type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Though it would be, well, to go along with Steve, to have someone do a thesis just on the last MGK party. I mean, the people there, we ran the gamut. I mean, you know, yeah, there's us, you know, senior middle age white dudes. Okay.
Yeah.
But then you get someone like Emma,
Yeah,
who's in her late 20s,
Right.
you know, and still, you know, rolling with all of us, and it's all natural. That, and you know, all of us have different interests within our collecting, and we all get along perfectly.
Yeah.
It's not like, no, I don't like that. Though we did really make fun of Mike and his love of Grateful Dead, but
I think Glenn Kellaway likes Grateful Dead a lot too.
Glenn loves Grateful Dead too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, as much as I love Glenn, I don't think he would have taken the jabs as well as Mike did.
I mean, yeah, 99% of us, and that may be a low number, 99. Okay, it's probably more like 99.5 are white, over 50,
Yeah.
and male. Okay.
Yeah.
That are in the VC.
Yeah.
There are very few who fall outside of those parameters.
It's true. Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
you know what? It's also, it's just the music that we listen to that kind of ties us up into. Okay. I mean, I'm a baby boomer. You guys are right on the outskirts of it. Okay?
Yeah.
If you grew up when I did, that's all you listened to was white music. I mean, you might hear stuff on the radio like Temptations and Jackson 5, you know, stuff like that. But all the guys I grew up with, none of us bought that music. You know,
Yeah.
we all bought Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Grand Funk, Uriah Heep, Deep Purple. You know, that's what we bought and listened to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to even think the first time I ever saw a black artist live that I wanted to see. Okay, like I went to see Clapton in '77. Muddy Waters opened for him. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
I didn't go to see Muddy Waters. I went to see Eric Clapton. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a black artist that I went to see that I paid for that I wanted. It was probably War.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably War, and then the other one would have been James Brown.
Oh yeah.
So, Trevor, you grew up in Detroit, much different.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. It's similar, you know, and I'm sure, you know, Peter and I have very similar tastes from that era, you know, all listening, or at least with my group of friends, all listening to Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and later on Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax.
Yeah.
You know, not the most soulful, R&B, groove there. But yeah, it being out in the burbs of Detroit, yeah, Motown was just, omnipresent.
Yeah.
This part of it. I think they opened for the Stones, but I did like them. So it just, when I saw the Stones in '89, Living Color opened up.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely amazing. But on purpose, God, I had to have been maybe in my early 20s going to see Fishbone. And that's a band that just, goes all over the place. They could play, funk, they could play ska, they could play a punk rock song or a metal song. They go all over the place. And that's what I liked about them. And them just being black had really nothing to do with it. It's like,
sure, yeah.
I mean, which I don't think anyone really I want to go see, a band of color,
Yeah.
I don't think people do that. So
well, I think that's just it. It's the music that gets you, right? And it doesn't matter after that. You want to go see that band play because you love the music.
Right.
But, kind of like you, Trevor, like, by the end of the 90s, Jimi Hendrix was the only non-white guy in my collection other than Loudness, the Japanese metal band Loudness.
Right.
But Loudness and Jimi Hendrix, everybody else, they were pretty much white, if not maybe the occasional Hispanic member who had grown up in the US,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like Casey and the Sunshine Band, okay? You heard them on the radio. Then when you saw them finally on Midnight Special or whatever, you're like, this guy's white. I was shocked.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought for sure they were going to be an all-black band, but
though he's become a punchline now. The first time I heard Rick Astley,
yeah,
I thought he was an R&B guy.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh man, he's like, whiter than a guppy. It's just like
he's a white British dude.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, have you ever seen any of Rick Astley's videos where he's drumming and singing "Highway to Hell"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. I'm really surprised. It was Nick over in Wales there. He said, you got to watch him do "Highway to Hell." Okay. And it's pretty good. Rick Astley.
I would have liked to have Nick on, but I know the time change just would have been horrible.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what time it is now, but it's probably middle of the night for him.
Well, when we started at 8 Central US, it would have been 2 in the morning in Wales. So.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, let's see here. One other question. Then, obviously making videos and preparing for our videos and then later on responding to the comments takes a lot of our time. So if you did not have a YouTube channel, how would you be spending that time?
Wow, that's a good question because it does consume quite a bit of my day now. And now I am afforded the luxury of being retired, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If not for being retired, there's no way I could spend the amount of time I do. I mean, I am getting very close to that threshold of the dreaded video a day guy.
Like Glenn?
Yeah, like Glenn and someone else will go on. At least I like to think when I do it, I have a point, okay? Mm-hmm. There's a reason for this video other than just making a video.
Yeah.
I mean, my purge, it's really just kind of it's a public purge, okay?
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I'm doing it. Because I can guarantee you, if I wasn't doing those 100 CDs every episode, I wouldn't be pulling out those 100 and looking at them on my own, okay?
Right.
So I can kind of like, share this with the class,
Yeah.
And hear what some people's comments are, and you always get the comments you can count on. Oh, I think you need to give that one another chance,
Yes,
like,
yes.
What am I going to hear this time that I've never heard before?
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
or you have to try their other album that came out before or after this. I think you'll like that much more, you know. So it's, to me, it's that part of it, you know. But I don't know, you know, if not for being retired, I would probably only be able to devote 50% of the time I do on it now.
Yeah. I'm then wondering, like, so when you're planning for your videos, you know, you've got a certain group of people who are probably going to be watching.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have an audience in mind already, because, you know, a lot of us, we're leaving comments and, you know, we're basically your friends, right?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead,
I'm
Trevor.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm a self-admitted I'm horrible at comments. Steve and I, you know, talked about this. I just don't want to, you know, say, "Oh, that was cool," and then leave it
Yeah,
at
I know.
that. You
I
know,
hate leaving that kind of comment myself. Great
but
video.
yeah, well, which is fine because I understand that, you know, that helps actually with the algorithm because it
Yeah.
shows engagement. So,
Yes. Yes.
and also being a much smaller channel than a lot of them, you know, I have no excuse to reply to comments
Oh, I
because
see. Uh-huh.
I'm not going to get a ton. Um, like earlier today, that was funny. I'm showing my wife on my phone, you know, YouTube Studio, and I'm showing her all my videos I've done the last, you know, whatever, like the last 6. So a bunch of them are like double digit, double digit, double digit.
Oh, yeah.
And then my Megadeth one is 3.1 thousand views.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, the one I put up last night only has like 20. But she's like, well, why is that one so much higher? I'm like, well, it's a new Megadeth record that it's well anticipated. You know, it's an unboxing of it, and you know, I'm, you know, kind of breaking it down. And you know, I hashtag the name Megadeth in there, and so that gets you know some traction there. She's like, well, why don't you try to do that more often? I'm like, what? Just hashtag Megadeth on everything? I mean, because like last night, the video I put up last night, I was just showing off this new album by a band that, especially south of Canada, no one knows about.
Uh-huh.
I I found out about this band from Joe from Racer Records,
Yeah.
out there in Regina. It's
Yeah.
a local band for him in Regina, and he's like,
Black
"Oh,
Tea?
Black
Was
Tea."
it the Black Tea? Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, so we were on a live stream together, and I, you know, brought it up on my Apple Music. I'm like, "Is this it?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's it." And I played it a bunch of times because I'm like, "This is great. This is fantastic." And then, you know, trying to find, I said all this in the video, but you know, trying to find it through all the normal mediums, it wasn't available. So I had to go directly to the band.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, having to deal with, you know, crossing that imaginary line, you
Yeah.
know, from one country to the other. You know, it was a bit of a deal, but you know, I got it, and I'm just trying to spread the word on
Yeah.
this band because I'm listening to them like these guys could be huge. It's just I know little about Saskatchewan, so you know, like, who's broken out of Saskatchewan. So you know, I'm just trying to help, and hopefully my
Yeah.
little channel, you know, might, you know, plant a seed somewhere, and you know,
Yeah.
people check it out. So just it doesn't have many views because it's not Megadeth, you know.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So
I mean,
hopefully,
like you said when you started talking, Trevor, I do the same thing. If it's okay, like we said about Glenn and the Grateful Dead, Glenn did like a video not that long ago about his 10 favorite Grateful Dead live albums, you know, and all I did was I went by his channel, I gave him a thumbs up, and I said, I'm just stopping by here to give you a thumbs up. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't watch the video, but I knew it helped his channel by doing
Yeah.
that.
right.
And so it took me 10 seconds. Okay. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's not an investment of my time, but he knows that I'm a loyal watcher and that I do
Yeah.
comment on a lot of his videos, you know.
Mhm.
And if it's stuff like that where I have apps, like Peter, you've done a couple on like Japanese artists, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch.
That's fine.
I will stop by and give a thumbs up. Okay, so.
But you know what else? Like sometimes by doing that kind of thing, I actually get comments from people I don't know. They're not regular viewers in the BC.
Yeah.
And some of those Japanese videos have like a few hundred views now, whereas my regular videos might get 60.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking to a whole nother nation with that.
Yeah. I've had like people from Indonesia, like at least 3 people from Indonesia comment on a Japanese band video I did once, telling me how much they love the band.
Yeah.
It's like, that's cool. I know you're not going to watch my 70s heavy rock videos, but you know, thanks for stopping by. It's really cool like that.
Tell me what you think about my retrospective on Uriah Heep.
Yeah. No, it's one thing like I have to really kind of balance my time for viewing because it's basically during my commute, which is when I usually listen to music. And so if I start watching people's videos, which I love to do sometimes, it's taking away from the music that I had scheduled to listen to because, you know, I got a video I want to make about this. So I got to listen to a bunch of albums and get these thoughts in my head. Or sometimes I'm just driving around. I'm going to the supermarket. I'm going to the home center and my phone is just playing the video next to me and I'm just listening mostly. And sometimes it's like, oh, shoot, red light. Okay, okay, keep driving, you know, get to the parking lot. Oh, yeah, type some quick comment and then, okay, into the store, come back out again, start another video. But I like to do that, like at least, if possible, at least like, or put like 1 or 2 sentences of a comment in there.
I can guarantee you 50% of the videos I watch, I don't hear. I just watch on closed caption because I'm listening to music.
Oh, I see. You got music playing and you're just reading the comments or
yeah. And it aggravates me when people do not enable the closed caption because I'm like, son of a bitch, how can I can't do both now. Now I have to listen to you.
I don't know if mine do have closed caption on it.
Yeah, you're pretty good about it. You normally always have yours closed caption.
Oh, okay. That must have been automatic because I never. Like...
You must have when you initially set yours up. You set it up that your videos will be closed caption.
I got to check that I do that then.
Yeah, I think yours are always
okay. Because sometimes it's like it's a
Actually, until this video, I had no idea what you sounded like, Peter.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I know what I sounded like because you used to watch my videos on double speed.
On what?
On double speed.
Oh, yeah.
40-minute video I watch in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's the other thing I do, yes. I watch a lot of them from 1.5 to 2.0 speed.
Yeah.
It does get you through a lot more videos.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and then there are, again, we won't name names, but then there are some who are very slow.
There are some people, even if you have it at double speed, you feel like it's at normal speed. Okay.
Yeah.
So, nothing against them, but just like, right. I got something to watch later on. So let's
yeah.
this up.
Well, I admit, like with some of these like vinyl tags where people are showing all sorts of records, and sometimes they're talking 2 or 3 minutes about one record, which of course I do too. But it'll just be like, okay, I have no interest in Casey and the Sunshine Band, so I just like fast forward. Let's go. Here's another record. What are they talking about? Michael Jackson. Okay, fast forward. Let's go here. There we go. AC/DC. What do you got to say about that?
I mean, go ahead, Troy.
Oh, I was going to say it's very few anymore. They are out there where, the people are engaging enough to where they can still hold your interest on a single album for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it goes by. I'm sure I'm probably painful when I talk about a single record and go on about it. It's, I guess we'll talk about, like we said earlier, New Year's resolutions. I would like to cut down on my time of trying to, make these videos just, to help out other people with their day.
I've been trying to go for like 20 minutes for the last 2 or 3 years now, and give me a tag video and it automatically goes up over 35.
Mm-hmm.
I have a story for everything that I show.
So Steve, your 2026 vinyl tag, that was what, 14 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
under 15.
Under 15, yeah.
Yeah. So that was my goal. I'm like, all right, I need to do mine in like 12.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Nick, he did his in 11 minutes or something.
Yeah, but I think did Nick cheat somehow? Didn't he?
He skipped the one album for each decade.
Yeah, okay.
I think Gary did skip it too. Maybe.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, this year, I don't know what it was, but I only participated in the 2 tags. I did the vinyl tag and I did Glenn CD tag, and that was it.
Yeah.
Because there were then just a ton of other ones. You know, there was the soul and funk, and there was the singer songwriter and the Americana and the Iron Maiden and the AC/DC. And I'm like, you know what?
So by law, is the prog one supposed to be 30 minutes plus?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Alex took his prog one down.
With a long instrumental section with no vocals.
Yeah.
So we got to just stand there with your album cover. And just stare at the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show a bunch of albums for 10 minutes without saying anything.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. You know, actually, when the Iron Maiden one came out, I that was maybe there was the Beatles and Iron Maiden. And then George G came out with AC/DC. And I had just been thinking, is anyone doing a Rush one? And I commented on George G's saying, I've been thinking about a Rush one. He said, a Rush one would be awesome. So I scribbled down a bunch of questions, recorded the video. And then there was, I know the Rolling Stones came out, and then Kiss came out. And then I was like, maybe this is not the best time to add another band tag thing, because I'm going to get, you know, Alex took his prog one down. He said, because he felt the response he was getting from was not positive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe it's just too many tags coming out this year. Like everybody.
Go ahead with your Rush one when they start up their tour or something. Then
that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I mean,
timely. You know, it'll be timely.
Yeah, sure, and there's no rules saying that you have to do the tags January 1st.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a jab at someone right there.
Some people may disagree.
Simon made that perfectly clear. You can't do it before.
Yeah. So I did joke in our thread that I was going to do, thanks to Steve, I could do the Sex Pistols tag.
Yeah. It's one album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
What's your favorite album?
Beginning, when I recorded the Rush one, Rush one, I said at the beginning, you can do it whenever you want. I don't care. Do it next year if you like. But I haven't edited it and I'm not posting it. I'll wait till there's a tour. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't even know when the tour starts, but yeah, you got time.
I want to say this late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Just before the summer vinyl tag comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So actually, I want to ask you a couple more questions here related to having a channel. I mean, we're talking about VC members and friendships and supporting each other, but of course we get viewers who come to our channel maybe for the first time. They don't know who we are. They see, hey, somebody's talking about the Megadeth album. I want to watch that. Or somebody's talking about his Black Sabbath collection. I want to watch that. What do you think the average music channel viewer who is not a member of the VC wants to see in a video?
You know what? I think they just want to see you flip through your collection almost. I don't think they want to hear your thoughts on it. I think they just want to see you flip through it. I think that's why short videos are so big. It's because it's people, they just span through their collection and they get tens of thousands of views.
Yeah. I saw that with Chris Profi. He started that about a year ago and he said the views just go up into the thousands.
Yeah.
You know, 30 seconds of here's 20 albums.
Yeah. I myself, I don't getting pleasure from watching that.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know if that's because, okay, if you're going to show me, you know, Black Sabbath's entire collection, I have Black Sabbath's entire collection.
Right. You could look at your own.
You flipping through it. Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to sit there for 30 seconds. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I know. I don't get that.
Because I think, like, for example, Chris, he does his videos usually in 5 or 6 minutes.
Right.
And
Yeah.
one thing I notice about Chris is he will pick albums that are sometimes unpopular, and then he will say, "You got to give this another chance. Like, check out this song." And he's really good at championing those albums in the catalogs that most people, have tossed to the side. And he makes a few remarks, and it's about a band that people, usually quite like. He does it in 5 or 6 minutes, and he's got a great voice. And he's doing really well. And then adding all those shorts in too, he's doing great.
Yeah, he still hasn't changed my mind on Blaze Bailey era Iron
Yeah.
Maiden.
Hasn't changed me on Rod McEwen either. I still do not own any Rod McEwen albums, and he probably has 40 or 50 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Like when if I want to check the analytics of my videos, and I'll see, for example, a Blue Oyster Cult video that I did 2 years ago. It's got over 3,000 views now, and it's probably the video I got the most comments from. Either people saying like they saw them in 1975 or whatever, or some people telling me you made this mistake here, you made this mistake here. But when I check the analytics, the average view is something like 15%.
Oh,
It's like people start watching, and after 3 or 4 minutes, that's all I got time for, and they stop.
That's what I brought up with my wife. I'm like, yeah, this again, the Megadeth video. I'm like, yeah, this is the humbling part. Yeah, I got 3,000 views on this, but it's a 9-minute long video, and people usually drop off at about the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, that's the magic number.
It's not necessarily only that they watched up till the 3-minute mark. They watched 3 minutes cumulative time. Isn't that how YouTube tracks it?
Maybe, I'm not sure. Could
be. Like I do it with a lot of videos, especially when people are doing discographies. I will kind of skip to the next one, so I'll go and 15 seconds pass.
Yeah.
So I think they're only measuring the true view time. Now, I don't know what happens when it's someone like me watching 2 times speed. If you made a 10-minute video and I watch it in 5 minutes, do you get 5 minutes viewing credit or 10 minutes viewing credit?
It's a good question. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting thing to get a hold of someone from YouTube. It's like, hey, can you give us like a breakdown of analytics?
Yeah.
I'm sure someone does have a video on that. I mean, it's YouTube.
Yeah. I actually watched some
anything.
couple of months back. Like there was this one that came up. It said like 10 things you should not do after posting a video.
Yeah.
And one of them was like when you post your video and you just want to have a quick check and you play like the first 20 seconds and stop, you're telling the YouTube algorithm that this video is only worth viewing for 20 seconds. And it's not going to move your video up in the recommended videos, right? So you do a Megadeth one and a bunch of people start watching it. The algorithm goes, okay, this video is interesting. We're going to promote it on other people's channels. And then you get that spike where you suddenly get over 3,000 views when you normally get 60.
Right.
I've watched a number of those, tip videos, okay?
Yeah.
Where they tell you, the secret to YouTube success. But I think that's more to the generic, like, creator. There's no way they're talking to the VC for that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I often felt like they say, like, if you're getting less than 500 views, you should be doing this. I'm thinking I mostly get less than 100 views.
Yeah. I kill for 500 views.
Right. I don't know if I'm getting 500 views, I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Time to crack open this up.
Yeah.
We're using
product placement. Yeah, that's what I need to do.
we're using different scoreboards here, buddy.
Well, it's kind of like when I would tell customers about, I do a channel, and they're like, oh, you can make money off that. I'm like, not in our niche, sweetie.
Yeah. Last I
I
checked, I can make about 0.3 cents a video. So
I can't even do that. So, and it's not, I guess, I think, my wife was asking me earlier about my goal with this channel. I'm like, I don't even really have a goal.
I've already met my goal. I'm an honorary invitee to the MGK Bash.
Yeah, right. That's the ultimate goal.
Like, would I like more subscribers? Of course, that'd be great. But I'm not gonna try to cheat the system. I'm not gonna put out like as we said earlier, put out videos just to put out videos.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so infrequent, because I'm like, I don't really have anything to say. I'm not going to get on camera. Well, I mean, okay, and I brought this up to my wife. I asked her, is this like your favorite artist? Would you rather them put out something every year, every 6 months, regardless of how good it is, or would you rather wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years for something good? You know, I think most people would be like, yeah, I'd rather wait for something good and not deal with a bunch of crap. You know, but then we have some bands that do 50 years and put out a lame album. So
I would tell your lovely wife, because of my age, I'm spoiled. I was used to my favorite bands putting out 2 good albums every year.
Yeah.
That's the same band I was talking about. Waited 50 years and put out a disappointing record.
Yeah. So Peter, actually, it's kind of, talking about number of views and all that, and the channel success, and making money or whatever. I subscribe to a service. I can pull up any channel and see how much money they're making. Okay.
Oh yeah,
from their views. Are you familiar with these? Or
a friend of mine told me about that maybe 3-4 years ago, and he said your channel could be making $2 a month. And I was like, oh, I want my $2. You know that one, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I go to these channels now, I'm surprised how much they make, and some I'm surprised at how little they make. And actually, I'm surprised how there's a couple of them who are very big channels. They have not bothered to monetize. Okay?
Oh yeah.
For whatever reason. I mean, there's one that I know of that has over 30,000 subscribers, hasn't bothered to monetize.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, you'd be pulling in a nice little additional chunk of change.
Yeah.
But maybe there's like something that they don't want to compromise in their content that would jeopardize, if they do something that YouTube doesn't like.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you from watching the channel, I don't think there's any violation.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're nowhere close to making any violation. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Right. I get where you're talking about, where those, Peter, I just pulled up your Is Rock Candy Any Good video from 3 years ago.
Yeah. I got a lot of heat from that in the beginning in the comments, because some people thought I was dumping on the label and they're really happy with it. But I was saying, like, some of the albums from them sound great, and others, it's like, what? Did you fall asleep at the mastering table and push all the levels up to max? I mean, it sounds awful.
I do like your thumbnail for the prog tag. That's very good. It's very fitting.
Is that the Kestrel album cover?
With the beak.
Yeah, that's the Kestrel album cover.
Right there.
That's this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your oldest video 7 years ago. Do you
Yeah.
remember what it was about? Your very first
my
video?
very first one was an introduction for my deceased friend, the late Colin Tench. His second solo album came out, and I was going to do a video about it for him, and then he died 3 days after the release.
Did you delete that video? Because that's not your oldest video.
Oh, no, that's right. My very first videos were probably just these like short samples of, for example, like heavy rock from the 70s or 1960s heavy psychedelic or something like that.
This is 64 to 66 hard and heavy music.
Okay, yeah. In the beginning, like, those were the videos that guided me towards new music. People would put up a 10-minute, 15-minute video. They would play like 10 seconds of a sample from one song from about like 50 albums or something. And I would just watch it and go, got it. Probably don't need it. Who's that? Writing that one down.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do videos like that too. So that's probably my first 2 or 3 videos are in that neighborhood. And then I did, I got a channel going. I'm going to do my friend's video now.
Yeah, because
that was the first real music is a journey type video where I'm talking in front of the camera and showing the CDs and stuff.
Yeah, because your thumbnail is cream.
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah, that was probably my first experimental upload.
Yeah, eight and a half minutes long. So
Which
Oh, yeah.
and from
Back
the
in the
sound
day.
of it, and from the sound of it, of those early videos, the topic, I mean, appropriate name for the channel. So that
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that was a blog. I actually had a blog going for a few years before.
Okay.
And when I was creating the blog and they said, "What's the title of your blog going to be?" I was like, "Shit, what's it going to be?" And I just racked my brain and I thought, well, I keep changing what I'm into all the time. I keep finding new things. And sometimes I go back again. It kind of feels like, traveling around, going to new places, revisiting old places. So that's what I called it. And then I did a quick search and found somebody had something titled Music is a Journey from 6 years before, but it was like a single post or something.
Okay.
So I went with it. Okay, that's the name.
Back when you had long hair, yeah.
I grew my hair for a while, yeah. Something I'd never done before because my mom always told me not to.
Did your wife like the long hair or not?
I don't know how much she liked it, but just sometimes she said, like, seeing me from the back view, it's like, who is that? It's like some wrestlers in the house or something.
I'm scrolling through your thumbnails and I'm trying to, oh, wow, man, really? 4 years ago, your hair got really long.
Yeah. I think I
Wow.
finally cut it 2 or 3 years ago now. Maybe it was 2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, I cut it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends said I looked like the dog Ralph from the Muppets.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look.
So I wonder, like, before you guys became like actual content creators yourselves, what were you watching on YouTube related to music? Like I said, I was watching those little like compilations of 10-second samples of various songs, and occasionally I was watching some guy talking about some 1980s metal scene or something. But what were you guys watching?
I never went to YouTube for music. Okay, because I'm a physical media guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So I always use YouTube for two things. For home repair tips. Okay. That's why I always tell kids, like my nephews and whatever, I'm like, you guys don't know how easy you have it now. You want to fix something at home. All you do is just go on to YouTube. That's it.
Yeah.
You can find out how to do it. Save yourself a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the other thing was I used to watch police chases. Okay.
Okay.
And that was it. And then the one night, whatever, I've told this, I know, Trevor, you've heard the story.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm laying in bed. This is during COVID. It's probably either late 20, maybe early 2021.
Yeah.
I think it was probably late 20 because I think 2021 is when I first went on YouTube and that I started up a channel. And I'm laying in bed with my laptop and my wife walks in and she says, "What are you watching?" I said, "I'm watching some guy showing the albums he bought." And she said, why would anybody do that?" And it was Gary.
Gary,
that was my first introduction to the VC. And I started commenting on his channel.
Yeah.
Because like he'd show a Kiss album and I would like comment, yeah, I like that album. And the first time I saw them was whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, you trade back comments. And then because I started watching his channel, then the algorithm pushes me to other channels. And so that's how it happened. And Gary kind of encouraged me. He says, "You should really start a channel." So really that was my only involvement with YouTube. And had I not become a member of VC, I would imagine it'd be the same thing now.
Police chases
and home repairs. Yeah.
So
Now,
I do have to say that setup.
People chasing the police.
What's that?
Is that the police chasing people or people chasing the police?
No, the police, the highway chases, like in LA. And yeah. So
Yeah.
Though I always love that setup because it sounds so bromantic. I'm lying in bed and I'm watching Gary.
Yeah. If you're a bit of a homophobe, that probably disturbs you.
Well,
he's always got the tight t-shirts on, and I get it.
I think,
No.
Steve, you've got one of the best channels for those kinds of comments anyway,
And that's how, again, we're friends. We love to make fun of each other. I mean, if you saw our text thread, we would be banned off of YouTube. But
yeah. And actually, we'd all be divorced, and
yeah.
I mean, it is, yeah.
But no, I started with YouTube. I did watch music, but it's concert stuff.
Okay.
And music videos. And I got records from when I was a kid in the 70s, 80s. And of course, like many people, late 80s, throughout the 90s, 2000s, the records took a back seat to CDs. And, I was like that, like everyone else. When I moved out here, we had a rental house. I didn't have a place to play records. I had one of those really bad, the built-in CD cassette turntable thing all in one.
Yeah.
And when we got into this house, I had a place to play them. And was it the greatest audio? No, but I had fun with it. So I knew I wanted to upgrade. So I'm watching, videos of turntables, what to do next. So that's where I think one of the first ones was Frank Landry, 33 RPM.
Oh, okay.
And then, like Steve said, you start watching one video, you get sent to another video. And then, where Frank's videos are, pretty high production compared to the rest of us. But, then I know it's out of the 4 horsemen guys, Gary being one of them, Jeff Witcher, JC, and Aaron Mutha-Elmer. I was watching all their videos separate, and I'm like, all right, these guys are cool. And then they started doing a live stream together. I'm like, wait, all 4 of these guys know each other? This is weird. So, so I'm commenting on those, like especially on the live stream, getting in the chat. So, it's just wild to, get intertwined with these people that you don't know. But yeah, it was mostly sorry to get off track there, but I was using mostly concert stuff, which if I didn't do a channel, I'd probably still be doing that.
Yeah.
I might be watching more, vinyl videos too. Who knows?
Yeah. Cool. By the way, Steve, I don't know, how long do you normally let these things run for, by the way? Because I've actually only touched on a few questions so far.
Well, we usually go 2 hours.
We normally go close to 2 hours, yeah.
Seriously? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what, Peter, but okay, I'm a big numbers guy, okay? So I always figure out what people's subscribers to video ratio is, okay?
Yep.
You are above 3, you're in the upper echelon, okay? If your ratio is above 3, you are at, as I sat here, I figured it out, you are at 4.289.
Which means what?
You have 1,750 subscribers, and you've made 408 videos.
Oh, I see.
That ratio is 4.289. That's pretty impressive.
Okay. Well, I also know with my subscribers, like, it's more like a guest book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to do, when I had the time and money, I used to do photo exhibitions. And you'd get some people, they'd come into the gallery, quickly go through it and run out again. And then you get some people, they take their time, they look at the photos, they write in the guest book, and they leave. And some people, they want to talk to me and ask me questions. And I feel that's very much similar to what we're doing with videos here. And I've been doing this for coming up to 8 years. So there have been people in the past, they subscribed, they watched my videos at first, and they dropped off, but their subscription is still there.
Right.
I've seen the subscription number actually drop a couple of times. You lost 2 subscribers this month, right? But it's more of a cumulative thing. you know, some of those people who subscribed 8 years ago haven't watched a video of mine for 7 years, but their name is still on the list.
Yeah.
I mean, I know when I post a video, if after 1 week I've got 47 views, it's like, okay, I see. I know.
Next week it may be 48 views.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that first week is that's it. I mean, you've maxed out. I've had one video of mine that went crazy, and it was tearing down my CD wall. Okay.
Yeah.
It's coming up on 9,000 views now.
Yeah. That's exactly because it's a home renovation thing.
Yeah.
So it got probably the algorithm promoted it on people who normally watch home renovation videos.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So it weird.
Wasn't a long video, right?
What's that?
It wasn't a long video, right? It was only a few minutes.
Yeah, I don't think it was particularly long. Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably got lots of home renovation people coming in and watching that video.
Yeah. I mean, that whole time when that thing posted, and I mean, in a month's time, I gained like 150 subs. I mean, even if you were there for the home renovation, why did you sub me? Because
there might have been a lot of those home reno people might have actually been doing the same thing. Hey, this guy collects records too. This guy's got CDs. Me too.
Hey, you could be someone else's Gary.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's lying in bed with you there, Steve, at night and going, hey.
What are you watching? I'm watching some guy tear down his CD collection. Why would anybody do that?
Yeah, exactly.
One of my videos, I thought this was weird. I did a Faith No More ranking.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think maybe in a couple months I got, like 200 views or something like that. And then, I don't know, about a year later, all of a sudden it got traction.
Uh-huh.
And it got up to like 5,000.
Oh, yeah.
Which was wild. And one of the cool things with that one was I got a comment by a guy named Matt Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Wallace produced, I think, all but one of Faith No More's albums.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like, wait, Matt Wallace? Like the guy, yeah. I've known these guys ever since they were like, 20 years old or something, So, it was kind of cool to have correspondence with someone within the camp of those albums. So, but yeah, it's just weird. Like, a year or so later, out of nowhere, just a few thousand views. I don't know how it happened.
Well, probably Faith No More. Something happened. Something was in the news, whatever. People started watching, and then YouTube said, here's a Faith No More video for you.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, lots of people are watching it.
Yeah. It's weird. This whole YouTube thing is crazy.
I see my channel, library? I see it as a library. When I do something like a tag video, that's a periodical. It comes out. It gets most of the views in the first week, a few in the next week, and then it's dead in the water after that. Yeah. It's like a newspaper. It's a magazine. Everybody reads it at first, and then, it goes in the stack.
Yeah.
But if I do a video like a band history where I dive deep, I do lots of research, I pull up photos, and, those videos, year after year, I keep getting more views, more comments, and that's the book part of the library.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll get a comment from an old video, and I'll say to the person, "Hey, thanks for digging deep into the archives," because those don't get many views,
Well, it happened once. I was searching for, I don't remember, a band or something, and a video came up, a father and son, they're talking about this band, and I watched it and I commented, and then I saw the video was from 10 years ago. So it's just because I searched for that band and there weren't that many videos about them. I think there were 3 people talking about that band.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they probably really enjoyed you commenting on it.
Replied to my comment. Hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a few of those, like, a short from like 4 or 5 years ago, and all of a sudden someone makes a comment, I'm like looking like this was so long ago. That's weird, but
Yeah.
if
Well,
it's still
that's the library thing. You walk into a library, you find the book you're looking for. It was published 10 years ago. The similar thing with the channels, I think.
yeah.
I just ran the numbers on my channel. You were at
Yep.
like 4.289, right? I said
Uh-huh.
I'm at 2.82. So
Okay. Well, I've got 8 years traction now, so
yeah.
you'd be a lot higher if you didn't stop
But-
twice.
I mean, it's embarrassing for somebody. I'm sure I'm not going to name the channel, but I came across one last week where they had more videos than they had subscribers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Right.
Well,
But-
that goes back to like one of the first questions. What's your satisfaction? What do you get out of doing this? And sometimes it's just, I want to talk to somebody. I got
Yeah.
nobody around me and I want to tell about these new albums I got.
Right. Yeah.
that
Which-
shows that they're loving that they're doing this.
Which
Yeah.
I get.
I mean,
I
I
mean-
did a band, they released a new album, and I did a thing on their discography, 7 albums. I dove into their history, reviewed the new album. It got 30 views.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but if one person comments and says, hey, thanks so much for doing this. I really love this band and I got to get that new album now. Thanks for your review. It's like, great. That's what I was hoping to do. That somebody out there would watch it and go, oh, thanks a lot.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, again, we won't, keep names out of it, but seeing
You got a lot of names in your mind,
Well,
Trevor.
someone complained, and Steve brought this up. This is like this past summer. Someone complained about, I've only been getting so many views, like getting on camera and complaining to the camera of how many views they got on their videos.
I know a very big name channel that I've watched tons of his videos, and he did that. He started his videos. I think it was like Thin Lizzy or something, and I was like, okay, let's hear what he has to say. And then he starts complaining. I've got what's that?
Save that thought when we end
Okay.
the course. You're gonna-
We'll put it I'll put it to rest here, but
Okay.
my thought is, my thought is just be grateful for that you get views.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, would you like more views? Of course we all would love it, but you got people watching regardless. So, I mean, unless you get 0 views, that's another thing. But if you got people watching, regardless if it's in the single digits or several thousand, hey, some people are watching. Better than nothing.
Just
And
because of-
again, with like the subscribers, the reason people subscribe might be because you did a Uriah Heep video and they love Uriah Heep. And then you
Mhm.
turn around and you do a Tragically Hip video and they don't give a rat's ass.
No, you're right. Uriah Heep is how I came across your channel. You did a whole.
That's why it popped to my mind.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
Okay.
some of these big name channels, they do great videos, but if they're talking about, the Allman Brothers, I'm not going to watch it because I'm not interested.
Yeah.
If
I-
they're going to
because of
talk
that-
about a band I've been thinking about getting into and I want to hear their comments, that's the video I'm going to watch all the way through then.
Because of that service that I subscribe to. Like it shows me here my most viewed video, the Great CD Migration. It shows you how many views you get per hour. I'm still
Oh,
getting 1 view per hour for that. Okay, and that's over a month old. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm getting 24 hours of view a day for that. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and then something like that I posted yesterday, I'm only getting 2 views per hour. Okay,
Okay.
but that thing still has traction to get a view an hour.
Yep.
So it's very strange the way the whole thing works.
Yeah.
All right, hit us with another one. Got
Sorry.
another question? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We hit a lull there. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I think like in the VC anyway, we've got our channels. We try to catch as much of their videos as we can, as many as we can. And then there are probably some where we're like, I haven't watched his videos for a couple of weeks now. I think maybe it's about time. So I'm wondering, like, what is it for you that makes you want to catch somebody's videos as much as possible? You know, what is it about their channel, their presentation, their content, whatever it is? Or is it just a friendship thing? What makes you like, oh, Brian's got another video out, you know, whoever that Brian is, you know, I got to watch it.
I mean, I have my core, what I would say, channels that I will watch every video they do. Okay. There will be exceptions, like I said with yours when you did like Japanese rock. Okay, I'm not watching it, but I'm stopping by to give you a thumbs up at the very least. You know, it's kind of like the VC equivalent to a reach around. Okay.
Okay. For that matter, Steve, I've got about 6 or 7 of your CD Purge videos lined up to watch when I have a chance, because I want to watch all the way through.
So there are those, you know, like your core channels that you follow. Then there's that next tier, you know. It's probably going to depend upon what the topic is, you know.
Yeah.
Because like you had said, you know, if somebody's going to show an Allman Brothers discography, I don't like the Allman Brothers, I'm probably not going to watch it, you know. Something like that. Okay. You know, I mean, like Anthony today for the MGK contest, he showed Dave Matthews Band. Okay. I hate the Dave Matthews Band. I am not going to watch anybody show a Dave Matthews Band discography. Even if it's you, Trevor, you show their entire discography. I'm not going to watch it. I actually might give a thumbs down if you show it. So I mean,
at least I know you were laughing while you did that thumbs down.
But yeah, I mean that's what's going to get me to watch a channel. I mean, to personally speaking, me for a new channel to crack my regular viewing,
yeah,
it's probably pretty hard to do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I walked into the VC today, it'd be a different story. Because I, you know, I'd be walking into a banquet, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. But now I know what's on the menu. So,
yeah, I find like with the vinyl tag and summer vinyl tag, I always find that's a great way to get to know new channels and hear what they're talking about. But there are times I'll click on a video and it's like not interested, skip ahead a little bit. Okay. I'll give him a thumbs up and comment on one of the albums, and I think I'm done. And then there are other people like this guy, Greg at Vinyl Arms. He's got a lot of stuff that I'm interested in. And when I comment on his videos, he comments back, like not just thanks for watching, but he gives me a detailed comment. And I feel, okay, here's somebody I can connect with. I'm going to watch his videos more often.
Yeah, and it's not just you know, necessarily age or genre related. A lot of it's geographical. Like a lot of people in the UK, especially, they like punk rock, goth rock,
post-punk.
Yeah, post-punk. You know, a lot of the, you know, The Cure, Echo and the Bunnymen, you know, all that type of music, which that 80s type of music, it's just not for me. There's very little of it I like. I mean, even though last year my album of the year was The Cure, which shocked me.
Yeah.
That was my album of the year when I had never heard anything I liked by The Cure. And after I put up that video, I had people saying to me, oh, well, you need to listen to this album by The Cure. You need to listen to that album by The Cure. I've tried. I didn't like them. They didn't connect for whatever reason. This album did.
Yeah.
So I find that happens a lot with people over in the UK. There's not a lot of channels in the UK that I watch on a regular basis. And I think part of the reason is that just because I have almost zero connection musically.
Yeah, I noticed that, like, I almost feel like when I think about the channels that I regularly watch and comment, a big bunch of that is North American based.
Yeah.
And then there are some UK channels, they'll talk about 70s heavy rock or prog, Those are cool. But a lot of them I watch just to, hey, I'm here, I'm watching, I'm supporting. And it's like, I don't know that. I don't know that. That's not my taste. No interest in that. It's like, okay, it's a different musical world. But sometimes I watch just to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I just want to hear about it because who knows, maybe someday I might actually get into something, and then it's good to have some background information. It's like with Brian, Embryonic Brian. I mean, he's got a huge selection of stuff that I've never listened to, and even I know I'm not interested in, but I like to hear him talk about it because he knows so much. Yeah. It's really interesting to know there's this whole world out there of music that I've not touched on, and he loves it, and I'm interested in hearing what he has to say about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Brian's got a great way with words. I mean, today he seduced the entire world with chocolate covered almonds.
Oh, yeah. I told him, like, I love chocolate covered almonds, but I don't know if I'm worthy anymore. I don't think I can ever look at a chocolate almond and think, am I really good enough to eat this?
Yeah. He's okay. You know what I was saying earlier about, you what you see is what you get, with the people when you meet them. Brian is a lot more, I don't know, see if I'm off kilter with this, Steve. He's a lot more animated in person.
Yeah.
He's less soft spoken.
Yeah, he's I would say he's warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not robotic at all.
Yeah. Yeah, absolute pleasure to meet that guy. I mean, like everyone at that crew, it's just I'm still so bummed that I'm not gonna be able to go this year. But that's why I keep telling Mike, because there's a email that goes out, which will probably start rolling out in a couple months. I got to get on that. And it's like, someone please bring their laptop. They got to do a live stream like I did last year, because I still want to participate. And I have to do it this way. I just have to do it in the confines of my house. But, it's just this group of people, they mean so much to me. So, if I can't be there, at least I could digitally be there. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I forgot what the question was.
I tend to go off in the weeds. Sorry.
I think it was something about like, why do we like the channels we like? Maybe that was it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah. Like Steve said, I have my core that I'll watch everything they do. And it's all my friends. But yeah, a lot of times it does have to be the topic. If it's gonna be, Ernest Tubbs, I'm not gonna like jump. Oh shit, I gotta read up or listen to this guy, see what he's got going on. No interest in that. But in the words of Jules in Pulp Fiction, personality goes a long way.
Yeah. I mean, because it happens to us all. Like I said, I mean, first time I stumbled across Peter, it was because my algorithm knew that I liked Uriah Heep. Okay, so they brought me to Peter's channel.
Yeah.
Algorithm knew I liked the Helicopters, so it brought me to Trevor's channel because he was reviewing the Helicopters' newest album. And that's how it works for every channel. I'm sure if some new channel came along and they were talking about Deep Purple or Black Sabbath or Blue Oyster Cult, whoever it may be, that may steer me to their channel and I'll watch that. Question is, am I going to go back to them? That's when it all comes down to the personality.
Kind of makes me wonder then, like I heard a lot of people, like Steve, you said you got on there during the COVID times. You had a lot of downtime, so why not do this? Do you think there's been a kind of saturation now in the VC where it's going to be more difficult to accept new channels that you're going to watch regularly?
I'm sure if you got on during the heyday, when COVID was at its peak, you're probably well over 1,000 subscribers. That number was probably pretty easy to obtain back then.
Mhm.
But now, because there's just so much competition, plus it's a small world. I mean, forget the fact that you're up against other VC channels, then you're talking about the rest of YouTube. I mean, because my algorithm, it doesn't just bring up all music channels,
Yeah.
because I do watch other things. I'll watch things for like recipes and stuff like that. So yeah, you're constantly bombarded with other videos to watch. So
Yeah.
It's hard for a new channel to make it. That's why I like that guy Pat from Ireland that I did a video with.
Mhm.
Pat's only been at it for a year, but he's at over 3,000 subs. Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
And he's very good. He's very natural, and
Yeah.
he knows what he's talking about, and so
I think
And he put
that
this in
kind
the-
of brings up something else, like about consistency in your presentation, because I know Pat has an intro. He always talk about all things prog rock, heavy rock, and if you stick around, maybe a sticker rock,
yeah.
Because at the very end, he always says, "Be nice." It's
Be
nice.
nice. Yeah. It's nice to
And
be nice.
And his videos are usually more or less around the same length, and he hits off about maybe 10 albums or a discography or something. It's very consistent.
Yes.
He's honest. He's likable. He's got a great accent.
Pat is brutally honest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that attracted me to Pat's channel is how brutally honest he is. Yeah, he doesn't pull any punches. If he doesn't like a band, he will tell you flat out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even tell him they're my favorite band, and he'll say, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like he hates the Rolling Stones, and whoever brings it up, he'll tell you that. I hate the Rolling Stones.
Now, is that a UK Europe thing? Because okay, my connection in person to person, out in Buffalo with David Atkinson, and I brought it up because I knew it was a joke to him, but I bring up Iron Maiden, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they're a WoW band, a waste of wax."
No,
I know we're just at that point we're just busting balls anyway.
No, I mean, like, because Pat's from Ireland, so I mean, a lot of English bands he loves. I mean, he loves Genesis and King Crimson and Deep Purple, Jethro Tull. Those are Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Those are his favorite bands.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he hates a lot of the Irish bands. I was shocked. He's not much of a Thin Lizzy fan. I said, how is that possible for an Irishman? Thin Lizzy. And also I get why he doesn't like U2. I mean, a lot of people just don't like U2 because of how sanctimonious Bono is. Okay, I get the thing. So, it's not that he has a strong connection to the homeland musically. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As you said, we like what we like, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be in one part of the world, and like there's this one Japanese woman. I don't normally watch her videos because it's 30 minutes in Japanese, which is a little bit tough for me. But she's always talking about like Uriah Heep, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple. She must be about my age, and she goes really into detail. She'll open the album, point to a photo, show that photo on the screen, and then give you background information about that photo.
Wow.
So it usually takes her 30 minutes to do an album. But, there she is. She's a, probably early 50s Japanese woman, and everything is British heavy rock of the 70s.
Wild.
Well, actually, if I was going to pick any time frame and region, that's what I would go with. If you're going to tell me this is all you can listen to, it's 70s British rock. That's what I'm listening to.
Yeah, it's true. Like I was thinking about that the other day because I don't remember, somebody commented on something somewhere on the internet, and I was just thinking, like British bands, whatever it is about them, they just somehow have global appeal.
Yeah.
And it might be because they're in a small country, you know, and they've got the European market. They want to get into the American market, you know. They have something about them. American bands, you can be big in the US and sell platinum albums and hardly be known outside of the US.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
And it's
Canada,
not necessary.
same thing.
Yeah.
You know, well, like, even within North America, Canadian bands that barely anyone south of the border knows about.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost a running joke, like with Canada, Australia, New Zealand. You know, they're loved in their home countries, and almost nobody knows about them outside the borders.
Yeah.
If you don't make it in the UK or in the US, then that's it. You're a homegrown band that stays home.
Really. And that's a weird thing about when I growing up in Detroit. Canadian bands did very well in our area.
Yeah.
I remember watching remember Behind the Music on VH1. They did one on Bare Naked Ladies. not that I'm a fan of them, but you know, I like documentary style shows.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, you know, we put out this album, it flopped. We put out this album, it flopped. It put out this album, it flopped. And I'm like, I was working at the record store at the time. We were selling that by the box loads. And it was weird because also within our record store, we had a Ticketmaster outlet. And in the Detroit area, they could play the Palace of Auburn Hills, which is a 20,000 seat arena.
Mm-hmm.
They can go on the other side of the state in Grand Rapids and play a 800 capacity club.
Uh-huh.
So it's just weird how
you
know, certain cities will bleed in from other countries.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, and where you were, you could hear their radio stations too.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Yeah.
So, you know, we got all the
I mean, we couldn't hear them here, but like here in Chicago, because a lot of the radio stations here, they were full power. They were 50,000 watt stations because they wanted to be heard for a good part of the region. I mean, you could drive 500-600 miles from Chicago and still pull in their stations on the radio.
Oh, the AM stations?
The AM, yeah, especially the AM, yeah.
Yeah, in Windsor we had CKLW, which broke so many bands. I
mean, actually, those radio stations that are normally 50,000 watts or more, they're called presidential radio points because those are the stations that will broadcast in a national emergency.
Oh, okay.
Say we were hypothetically under nuclear attack. Those are the stations that are officially licensed then to start broadcasting. So yeah, I think they're called presidential entry points is what it is.
I have to look it up.
So.
Yeah, but some of those stations, I speaking of documentaries, I would love to hear like a documentary on CKLW. I think there's enough history there. Well, okay, so Steve, you're a big Thin Lizzy fan. You know of their cover of Bob Seger's Rosalie.
Rosalie, yep.
Yeah. Well, Rosalie was a DJ.
Yeah.
At CKLW.
Yeah.
She's the one who broke Alice Cooper with 18 because her son liked it.
Yeah.
he's like, Mom, can you play this song? And she played it on this gigantic radio station and phones lit up.
Yeah, that was like, you know, Rush, they got broken out because of a radio station in Cleveland.
Right.
Yeah.
They started playing like, I mean, like up by you, Peter. Well, because it can't. Well, not up by you. You're in Japan, but where you grew up.
Yeah.
I mean, the Canadian rule is what, 35-40% has to be Canadian content that they broadcast.
I think it's currently 35, although that might have changed. It used to be 25, then went 30, and now 35.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's almost kind of like you're brainwashed into listening to that music. You know, you hear it enough, you're gonna end up starting to like it. You know, so.
Well, in a way, that's a funny thing because you could say that about radio just about anywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a mind control thing in that way.
Yeah.
Whatever they put on the radio, if you're listening to it, you're going to hear it again and again. Like a lot of that 80s pop stuff, I had no interest. Like it was like an anathema to me in the 80s. Now, when I hear like Michael Jackson, Billie Jean or something, I'm actually listening to it going, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's been stuck in my head, right?
Now, have you guys experienced, well, I know, Steve, you're not on social medias, but like you'll get like some people saying there's no good new music anymore. You know, people of our age and older. Have you ever experienced seeing?
I get that. I understand that because I just don't find much good new music. For me to find good new music, I really have to search it out. I mean, one, because I don't listen to the radio. So
well, but that's the thing. That's their gauge is like the radio.
Yeah.
I don't find anything new on the radio. And it pisses me off because I'm like, it's out there.
Yeah.
It's not, spoon fed to you like it used to be. And the ironic part is they're either typing it on their keyboard or they're on their phone typing this. There's no good music, no new good music. I'm like, you have the power to find new music right in your hand. And, all you have to do is like, modern bands that remind you of Rush, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
And, it'll give you 100 different suggestions. It's just, I don't know.
I
being at my age, I still crave new stuff.
Yeah. Well, I personally like to hear a new young band coming out that appeals to me. Mm-hmm. But it's true. Like, okay, I was a teen in the 80s, so a lot of my taste goes to the heavy metal scene of the 80s. I went back to the 70s and 60s. I like that. There are new bands coming out. They've released 1 or 2 albums, and their style will be within that frame. Like it's something that I already have some connection to. But then I'll hear some of these like new metal bands where the production, like the guitar tone is just so processed. And the vocal style is a more modern vocal style. And I'll just be like, I can't.
I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you, but that's not for us.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for the teenagers, the 20-somethings.
Yeah. I know
music. I got to do that, kind of David Bowie, and these children that you spit on type thing.
Yeah.
I got to keep that mindset that, okay, I was once those kids. That's not for me. But there are new bands that sound like the bands or, that are relatively sounding like the bands that we grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I know for me, there's never going to be another Ian Gillan. I know that.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anybody who sounds as good or moves me as much as he did at his peak and prime.
Yeah.
But there's a band like Velvet Insane, who Alex turned me to. Mm-hmm. Very glam, glitter rock. They have that sound. It's very T-Rex, Slade, sweet, Bowie-like. And that's great. But man, it is hard to come by those kind of bands that move me now. I mean, and I don't know. I'm sure that's just a part of getting older. I mean, it's like anything in life. I know what my favorite foods are, I know what my favorite music is. I know my favorite places to vacation. I know my favorite authors. I know my favorite kind of TV and movies that I like. So none of that's probably going to change anymore. I mean, I'm stuck.
Yeah, but you've turned us on to, new artists.
Yeah.
And you've done it for me too, like Slift. I never would have bought Slift.
Mm-hmm.
But
and who's the one that you Israel
Israel Nash, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that album was fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's very Neil Young like, but to me, he's better than Neil Young. I like him a lot more than Neil Young.
Right. But what I'm getting at, he's still a relatively new guy. I know he's got a few albums out, but
Yeah, yeah. He's been around for. He's probably been around for 25 years, but
okay.
Mm,
but he's suffered in obscurity like many musicians. Yeah,
yeah.
Right. But, I would have never heard of him
yeah.
unless you brought it up. And I think that's the thing that's good with these channels. We're bringing up stuff that I don't think anyone else might, think to look for.
Yeah.
If we got something, that's different, that's not well known. It's
Peter,
great.
can you rattle off 3 bands that you've been turned onto in the last, say, 5 years that you really like a lot, that you try to collect everything by them that you can?
Well, I mean, just last year there was this Japanese shoegaze band. They just stood out among all the others for me, and they only had 5 albums, an EP, a mini album, and a 3-song single. I bought all of them within a month.
Yeah.
Then there's 5440, this Canadian band that's been around since the early 80s. Never really knew anything by them. I bought one of their albums to try it out, and within 2 or 3 months, I had the entire studio discography. They just dropped a new album a week ago, and I'm going to order that pretty darn soon.
Which is how many albums?
I think it's their 16th album, but
Oh,
I
wow.
bought
Yeah.
some compilation. Pardon me?
And you have everything now.
I have everything except this one live album they did, and then this one acoustic redo of their songs.
Yeah, but you have
I
every
bought some of
proper
their,
studio album.
I bought their compilations because they have 2 or 3 tracks that are not on the regular studio albums.
Yeah.
I did that with Styx too. Like, I just got loads of stuff from Styx about 8-9 years ago because I just liked a lot of their things. Yeah, I'd say probably every year there's at least one band that I really get into, and then there are some I buy 2 or 3 albums, and that's enough. And some of the new bands, of course, they have only 1 or 2 albums out.
Right.
I mean, that kind of thing happens to me every once in a while with bands that have been around for a long time, and then I just discover them, like the Flower Kings. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, they've been putting out stuff since like the late 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
I have everything now that they've released, but it's only because of like the last 2-3 albums they put out that I ended up buying everything. So
Yeah.
Well, you did that with Maiden too.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
that
that's
with
right.
Maiden too. Yeah, although I mean, my introduction was what year is that album? 87, Seventh Son for a Seventh Son.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that was my introduction to them. I mean, I'd heard and seen songs on MTV, like Number of the Beast and Run for the Hills, those songs, but I'd never heard an album by them until I bought that album. So yeah, I mean, those are few and far and in between though. So, but also it's still kind of, I mean, that Iron Maiden, that's just an outgrowth of, I mean, that's the dual lead guitar. To me, that's Thin Lizzy and Wishbone Ash now on steroids,
Right. Yeah. So you were already predisposed to kind of get into that anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I like that type of music, so it should have appealed to me, but for whatever reason, I never bothered. Because of being in the VC, Gary said, "Hey, try Seventh Son from a Seventh Son. I think you might like it."
Yeah, because it's like their, pretty much their prog record.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it's a much more melodic album for them, and yeah.
Mm.
So, related to this, collecting thousands of albums and considering purging some, what is it that drives you to keep looking for new bands to get into and new discographies to collect?
Well, thankfully, I'm not a completist. Well, it's also financial too, but I try to keep, and I know this sounds so cliche, I try to keep my collection, lean and mean.
Okay.
I'm not putting filler in there that I'm like, I have it. I'm not going to listen to it, but I have it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Purging, as you guys seen, every Father's Day, me and my daughter go to one of the record stores, either in Tacoma or in Seattle. And I, a few weeks prior, I kind of go through the collection and what am I not going to listen to? What's something I'm just like, I think I'm done with this. This has had its time. And I'll collect, half dozen to a dozen records and I take them with me to trade in to get credit for new stuff. So, and, everyone's familiar with the Kalex things, containers. I have 3 of the 2x2. So it's four cubbies, per, cabinet. And I have 3 of those. So I have, what's that?
12. Yeah.
It's not a big collection compared to a lot of the guys in the VC that, whenever my wife says you have a lot of records, I put on like Embryonics.
Yeah.
I'm like, take a look at that wall.
And that wall's like a third of his collection.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, would you want me? Do I have a big collection now? So, yeah, the purging thing. It happens once a year. It's not often.
So Trevor, you keep it, like you said, lean and mean. New stuff comes in and then some stuff goes out.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
So yeah, that's that's cool. I did that once, like about 12, 13 years ago. I thought, I'm just getting way too much new stuff now. I'm going to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't listened to in years. And when you know it, 10 years later in the VC, somebody's going, this record is awesome. And I'm thinking, I used to have that.
I'm looking behind you, Peter, and right above that, is that a Lee Aaron poster or whatever?
Oh, that's actually, that's an album. That's a record, vinyl record.
Yeah. Okay, but right above that, I see Room for Shelves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Well, what you never see in my videos is I've got like under the table here where I sit, I got like about 20 of these.
Okay.
And the reason why this one looks like there's room for more is because all these vinyl tags and CD tags, I haven't put stuff away yet.
Yep.
Okay.
And in the door behind me here, there are these boxes that are actually meant for clothes. They're also filled with CDs.
Yeah.
What's your count?
I really don't know. It's over 2,000, maybe between 2 and 3. I really don't know anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
I just know like every year I say 3-4 CDs a month and that's it. And by June, I've cleared that for the year. And by October, it's like I've doubled it. And by the end of the year, it's like, I really got to stop doing this every year.
Well, at least the CDs are a bit more affordable. I don't know what it's like in Japan, where I know in Japan the CD never went off and kind of disappeared. It stayed.
Yeah.
So
the actual stores I used to go to, they actually either don't exist anymore or they've shrunk, and they just have like the top 40 section. Unless you go to some of these like Disc Union, where it's a lot of used stuff, and they are for the real music buyers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But online, a lot of the stuff I'm getting through Yahoo Auction Japan or some of the flea markets, because I'll go to Amazon and it'll be like 2,700 yen, and it's like 1,100 for a used copy in near mint condition. Online, I'm just ordering that one there.
What's the conversion rate on the yen?
I think you'd be looking at like 1,000 yen is probably like $6.50 US right now, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's a bargain then.
Yeah. I mean, like this one here on Amazon, 3,300 yen. I got it off the auction for 2,700 something, brand new.
So $15.
Yeah.
That sounds about on par.
Yeah, that's about what we would have paid here.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, I worked in a record store in the 90s, the big CD era.
Yeah.
And our store, in the 90s, our CDs were on average $16, $17.
I was going to say, I know back then I was paying like 15 to 18 bucks a CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
now, if you factor in inflation, those were a bargain. Or no, I mean, what you're paying now is a
That was a bargain. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, really?
you were paying through the ass back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Because
now,
it was
like
a new
some of the,
technology, and no one knew that. And this is where the record companies really screwed us. God damn! Of course, I start talking, they start going off. You know, we had no knowledge that they could mass produce those CDs so quick,
Oh yeah.
and they were like, you know, pennies to make, and they're, you know, selling them, you know, hundreds of percent, you know, above.
You know, I mean, albums are so expensive because they're petroleum-based products. So I mean, you know, you're paying for oil.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I think it was in 73, because I used to pay $3 an album.
Mhm.
And then that first oil embargo we had, they went up to $4 overnight. So, which that was a huge increase. I mean,
Sure, yeah.
$4. I mean,
Well, it's-
back then that was my first job in 73, and I was making $3 an hour. So, but for me, it was like, okay, every hour I can buy an album. You know, I mean, I was 17 years old. I was still living at home. You know, so you know, every hour I'm working, I get a new album. So I didn't care. Then I found out.
That's the thinking that got us to where we are now, huh?
Yeah. Then I found out about taxes. You know, like, wait a minute, that check should have been 120. It's only 90.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna end the recording here.
Sure.
But then we'll keep talking afterwards here. But
Yeah.
everybody who watches it, appreciate you. I will leave a link to Peter's channel, and if you're watching this, you know where to find me and Trevor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, Peter, and we will end this.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Great.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yep.